Hi everyone, it's Kathy here of Karma's Creations. Noisy truck just went past. I may have some other noises like the fan noise in the background. It's so hot here today, it's so muggy. I really need to have the fan on. What you can see here is a very old, well it's not a very old book, it's an old book. And it is called Exotic Styling. It's been taped back together. It is just trying to find the 1975. So after the hippies, but not far after the I have been teaching in person a small group, a couple of small groups of people how to do freeform crochet, crochet if you're an American. Now I've used this pattern, which is called the Macintosh Rose Shawl by Svetlana Tomina, but this is no longer available because of sanctions in the country that the designer lives in. So it goes through quite in depth how to make the motifs that are required. I'll go to the back of the pattern. It's quite a bulky pattern. Make all these little motifs of the roses and the leaves, and then they're stitched together or crocheted together like you would. Here's one of the leaves, and put them together. This is a shawl pattern, but I've used the pattern to make a blouse, pull over top for myself, sleeveless, almost a vest. And so what I did with mine is just a minute, I'll put a bit more light on. What I did with mine was I made the motifs, and then I got my dress form out and put them on that so that I could see how big I needed it to be and how many pieces I needed. But there are different ways to join them. I've used the method where you have a lacing, chain lacing in between the different components, the different parts. Here's a couple more. Examples of colours. The difference that a different colour background or outer rose makes. The one I made is has white around the motifs. Anyway, that was the one that I've been teaching in person. I've been given permission to do so by the designer. Small groups. Jerry Bellini has been in one of the groups, one of the little Zoom groups that I've done, and she showed her latest, biggest rose on her yaya the other day, a few days ago, and has had lots of inquiries about it. So I'm here to go through the making of that particular motif, the leaves, and then I will continue past there to make other motifs that can be included in the design, or to make another design. And of course the paisley is a traditional pattern that is included in Freeform. In here there's a top made from just the paisley, just one of the 4 designs pieced together with thread, or yarn I should say, with needle and thread. So I'd like to go through a few different other designs that have pieces that can be used. This particular one, you can make it with, now it's still got plastic on it. This particular pattern here is a really good one for making scarves with. And because it has all these different surfaces, you can add to those and have things dangling down, beads or little baubles, long chains, other little, I don't know, like acorns or tiny birds, anything you could have hanging off it. So that will be one of the patterns that I'll go through with you. This pattern you can print out your own off Pinterest or a free pattern off the internet. These are notes that I received when I helped Prudence Mapstone, who is one of the founding or epic or one of the designers of Freeform, who is well known in the world today. She's a Queenslander like me, which means she lives in Queensland, Australia. And she is one of the most lovely ladies I've met. Anyway, one of her best known motifs or pattern stitches is the bullion. And bullion stitches are just amazing. Now that'll be another thing that I'll go through and show you how to make and put together the bullions. You can make them as a little circle like that and join them together. There's a little bit of a history here. She tells you how to test the twist of your yarn. I'll get into that another day. It is very important though. You can make a cluster of little bullion, almost like a sea urchin or something like that. And of course you have spirals. And you alternate the rows of spirals. You can add surface crochet. We'll go through surface crochet as well. Here's rows of bullions. So bullion stitches will be one of the stitches I'll go through. Here's some twisted or looped bullions. And use them to make flower petals. And here's another little cluster here. When you see a design or a piece of freeform work and it has more than one piece attached to it, so just say this pattern here, where are we here? Here we've got lots of roses or part roses or extra bits added on. That would be called a scrumble. A scrumble is a group of, or a group of motifs or worked one upon another, next to each other, added to each other. And I'll go into scrumbles and show you some of those next time. Today I'm really only showing you, or want to show you, some of the other motifs and patterns that I'll be going into. This book here, or pamphlet, group of pages, is something that I got from Etsy, I think, and it was a PDF, and it's different sorts of butterflies in crochet. Now, butterflies are a great motif to make. These ones are quite large and they're a little bit intricate, but that doesn't mean they're unattainable. It just means they're a bit large and a bit intricate. Here's some little ones on handkerchiefs. This light is not the best light in the world, but it's what I have to use. I've got both of my lights on today, so, and it's daytime. Here's some more on this tablecloth. So these all work in really well in a freeform design. Start with your butterfly if you want to, and then add little bits and pieces to it. Or you could add a butterfly over the top. Here's a different one on a table mat. The only thing with these, because these are so old, these patterns, there's no charts. Charts weren't sort of big way back in the 70s and 60s. Very wordy descriptions. I do prefer to work from a chart, but that doesn't mean it's the only thing I can work from. They're quite sweet, those little ones. So butterflies will be another thing that I'll be working into this series of videos. Circles. Circles are very important. And leaf shapes. This is also another PDF I bought from Etsy. There's a lot of paper there. If I'd realised that it had that many pages, I wouldn't have bought that PDF. I would have tried to find the actual book. I'll tell you how many pages if I can find the number of them. What's that say? I think that says 90. So almost 100 pages. So 50 pieces of paper used double-sided. This is the go-to book for Irish crochet motifs. It's an Annie's Attic book. And yeah, I bought the PDF of this one. But it has the stitches and techniques, flowers, leaves, fill-in motifs, edgings and insertions, dangles, overlays, fill-in lace, and how to assemble them. There's also a chapter on squares and motifs. Now this is Irish crochet motifs, but these are where the freeform shapes have come from. These were all in the last couple of centuries. These were used, made out of the thread that was even finer than our sewing cotton today, and the tiniest of hooks. And then they were all stitched. Each person in a village would have a different motif. So person A would make this one, person B would make these, person C would make these, and then all of the different ones were combined, and somebody else or some other bodies would put them together. These pieces would then be sold overseas to European countries and to the rich in England. They came from Ireland, and they would then be a little bit of money to keep the village or settlement fed and alive, really. So anyway, as I said, circles are very important in Irish crochet, in freeform crochet. This is just lots and lots and lots of different types of motifs. Let's go back through that again, because I was too far up for them. Those little doily shapes. This flower here has 5 pieces to it. This flower. Because this is a PDF and it's been printed, it's not as bright. Now I said about that pattern before, this one. It's all shiny now in the plastic bag. With dangles, well, you've got your 3-leaf clover here, you've got a little spiral, you've got another spiral, you got balls. This one here is a little acorn, tiny rosebuds or fuchsia. But yeah, this is a really good book if you can find it. It's called The Go-To Book for Irish Crochet Motifs. Catherine White, Kathryn White. I can't read that number there. But it's an Annie's Attic book, so if you put in The Go-To Book for Irish Crochet Motifs, it should come up whether it's still in print or not. What else am I going to show you in this series? Oh, different stitches like the puff stitch, which is a lot easier to work than the bullion, but it gives a similar look. Here's another book that I like to access. It's The Techniques of Irish Crocheted Lace, Ina Maidens. It's a very old book. I bought it from it was withdrawn from a library supply. So I'm just trying to find the date that it was printed. 86. But it gives the history of Irish lace, the historical background. And I know I keep going back to Irish lace, but Irish lace is where freeform crochet emanated, where it started. They started using slightly larger thread, like using a 10 weight crochet thread, and then going up from there to using 20 weight, using 10 weight, and then going up to like a 2-ply, which is a lace weight yarn, or 4-ply, which is a sock yarn. But you can take it all the way up, and you can see there that all those little motifs. See, because this is black and white, it's a bit hard to see the detail. I'll try and find one. This is one of the methods of joining the motifs, is using the little crocheted chains. These ones have got tiny picots along the chains as well if they're long. I only go 3 chain between my motifs, but my pieces are made from much larger yarn too. This is the finest of fine thread. The collar with fine linen. Here's the mesh that you can use to join the motifs onto the outline. It has the little picots along the chains. The picot is just a little bump. It's not necessary for freeform crochet, but on the other hand, in here too it shows how you can join with using needle lace, which is making lace work but with a needle and thread instead of a crochet hook. And it's another, I won't bother going into that. It's quite a detailed, it's another craft altogether. So here, these are just diagrams that you can print up to the size that you need them. You put them down and then you put your little motifs over the top of them to fill in the gaps. Oh, another thing that I'm going to show you is how to do Romanian point lace cord. I don't know, probably in this book here most likely. It's used sometimes as an edging, and then there's some there used for to make an outline of a motif. Let's see if I can get you in the middle. All of this is all Romanian point lace cord. It's a double-sided cord, and what it has is a little bump on each side, and you can join thread into it or your crochet hook into it to pick up the next piece. There's a little butterfly. It's quite a pretty one. So yeah, this is just the first little introductory video. I like to use the freeform method to make clothing. I have one here that I am making at the moment. I'll just see if I can spin you up. Not sure if the light's good enough. It's starting to get darkish outside. It's got circles. This bit here is a doily shape. There's two of those, one on either side of the body, and then it's joined at the side. Circles. This is this piece here at the bottom. That's V-stitch, and then there's these floating circles. So I'm not 100% sure on those. I might take them out yet. I'm still deciding. But anyway, that one's still coming along in the process of making them. Alright then, well I'm going to finish off here and I'll get started on the first video. Okay then, see you all. Have a lovely day. Bye.